What's up, Vapers? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's that vlog time once again. Yes, that's right. I know this vlog is late once again, but this time it's because of Christmas. So blame Christmas. I know I love you guys so much, but there is a time when you have to kind of take a step back and do family time and all that good stuff. So that's the reason this vlog is late, but this is a good one. This is going to be my favorite vapes of 2016. Yes, every other YouTuber has already done their video, but I felt like chiming in with my own opinions on the stuff that I've been using all year long. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So this entire episode is all going to just be that one topic. So I've broken this down all into different categories. First and foremost, we have e-liquid, then we've got starter devices, RDAs, tanks, regulated mods, and finally we're going to finish up with unregulated mods. So I want to let you guys know that this is in no specific order. By no means are we counting down to my favorites or anything like that. These are just my favorite ones of this year, stuff that I keep going back to time and time again, and that I'll go back to in the future. So let's go ahead and start it off with the e-liquid category. Alright guys, so I've got 10 different flavors to talk about today, and let's start it off with Bluebird. Bluebird is a fantastic flavor. For those of you that don't know, it's a mixed berry cheesecake with a Captain Crunch crust, and I personally find different flavors, the different temperatures you vape it at. So if you vape at a lower temperature, like on temp control or something like that, then I tend to get more of the berry flavor out of it. The middle kind of range of temperatures and in like the higher wattage tanks and stuff like that, I tend to get more cheesecake, and at the higher wattage or cloud chasing kind of setups, I'll get mostly the cereal flavor. So it's kind of flavor changing. However, it's not really marketed like that. It's not too gimmicky or anything like that. The labels are very classy. Everything about it is just super good. If you haven't tried it, I really do recommend it. I've got Yellowbird here, which Yellowbird is the lemon cheesecake that they make as well. And that's also good, but my personal favorite has been the original Bluebird flavor. It started off as a shop flavor from White Buffalo Vapors in New Haven, Connecticut, actually a few hours south of me. And it's become this own entity, its own thing, which is really cool. I love to see a shop juice kind of take off like that and become its own thing, which is really great. So I wish them the best of luck and most success in their endeavors. Let's get on to my next one, which is the steamery e-liquid Repent. Repent was kind of one of those ones that snuck up on me. I really wasn't into tobacco flavors getting into this year, but ever since I started trying out more of the little pen devices and starter kits and stuff like that, I have tended to pick up more of these tobacco flavors, because really what I'm trying to do with this whole channel and everything like that is to encourage people to quit smoking. Obviously, that's the whole goal when it comes to vaping, but what I like to do whenever I try out a starter kit is imagine myself as a newbie vapor, and as I'm transitioning off of cigarettes and things like that, flavors that would actually work for me. And one flavor that stuck out in my mind this year was Repent by the Steamery. And the reason it sticks out is because it's not just a tobacco. It's not a simple kind of Marlboro Red kind of flavor or anything like that. It's more of a pipe tobacco, but you also get notes of oatmeal cookie and like caramel and stuff like that. So it's a mix between like a dessert flavor as well as a tobacco, and that's just what does it for me. I don't know why, but I can definitely see smokers really enjoying that one. And not to mention, it's just sweet enough. You know, it's got a little bit of sweetness, but you get that nice dry earthiness to the base note of the tobacco flavor, and it pairs really well with a lot of alcoholic beverages, which I do enjoy from time to time. Moving on, we have my third favorite, which is Strawberry Peaches by Fresh and Squeezed e-liquid. This stuff is amazing. It comes in these 100 ml bottles. I am a huge peach flavor lover, and this is, I've found one of my new favorite peach flavors, which this one, it's hard to describe. I get mostly the peach flavor out of it. I get a little hint of that strawberry sweetness at the end. It's kind of natural tasting, which I like, but it's not too dry. Some of the peaches that you try are really dry and not as enjoyable. This one, it's really good on cotton. I've used this on cotton for weeks, and it hasn't darkened it or anything like that, which is great. That's one thing I look for in an e-liquid, but yet it's nice and sweet as well. So that's one thing I really like about it. Not to mention the fact that you get 100 mils, and yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with getting 100 mils of juice at a time. My next favorite is the Coil Spill RKOI. Now, I know I have that around here somewhere. Here it is, I found it. This is RKOI. This is a strawberries and champagne champagne flavor from Coil Spill. This was given to me by Big Phil. Shout out to you, Big Phil. Really appreciate it, bud. He sent me his flavors to try out, and this one really stuck out in my mind because I haven't had a strawberry and champagne flavor in years, probably since the Space Jam flavor a couple years ago that I tried out, and this one really kind of piqued my interest this year. It's different. That's what I love about it. It's so different, and it's so unique, and it's really, really tasty. I'm not a big, huge fan of just plain basic strawberry flavors, and there's the champagne flavor in this one that just kind of sets it apart from everything else that I've tried this year, which is kind of my main theme going on with the e-liquid selection that I'm showing you guys today. It's just different flavors that you don't see every single day, and that's definitely one of them. They also have this one here, which is Baker's Daughter. That's like a white chocolate chip cookie kind of thing, and that one's really good as well, but the strawberry champagne just really, really stuck out in my mind as definitely one of the most unique ones that I've found this year. So the next flavor I've got for you guys is Andrip's Red Label. Now this one, I don't have a bottle of kicking around because I vaped it all. I vaped it all probably in a week. It comes in these big 100 mil. This is another one from Vapor Stockroom. This is their gold label one here, and this is a salt caramel and cream, but the red label is actually a strawberry ice cream cone, and it is fantastic. Oh my god. I think it's called strawberry cone and cream, and it is amazing. I don't know what it is that's in it that I like so much. Almost like maple syrup or something like that. It is pretty sweet. It's up there on the sweetness scale, but again, it doesn't kill my cotton, which is fantastic. I went through an entire 100 ml bottle and I didn't change my cotton, and that is a win in my book. Definitely a good thing as far as I'm concerned. The next flavor I've got is Vapetasia's Peach Lemonade. Now, I just so happen to have a little bit left in this bottle here. Vapetasia, man, they make some killer lemonade flavors. Their original line I tried out, and then they decided to send me this line as well. They also have a blackberry lemonade and a pink lemonade flavor that are really good too. But peach lemonade, man, peach is one of my favorite vapes of all time. And they actually nailed it. I think they did a great job with their peach lemonade flavor. I've also been enjoying their latest line, which is the fruit and custard line. You've probably seen that on the channel, the past couple of weeks. That stuff is amazing as well. But again, the peach just sticks out for me. I'm a huge, huge, huge peach fan, and it's hard for me to find that really good, tasty peach flavor. I find it very rarely, and I will say Vapetasia did it justice. So the next one I've got is Blaz Mango. Now, I don't have a bottle of it kicking around, but here is Blazberry. That's what I'm vaping on recently. And Blaz Mango is really unique. Yes, it is, partly my company. I own a small percentage of it, but I will be as objective as possible in judging it. The mango in it, it's really, really unique. You don't see a lot of mangoes that taste like Blaz Mango because it's a couple different mango flavors mixed together. That's really the key. And you wouldn't think blue raspberry and mango would go together, but it does. I don't know why it does, but it is amazing, and you should try it. So there you go. But yeah, the Blaz Mango, definitely one of my top favorites this year. I can't put that stuff down. It's been in one of my drippers almost constantly. So there you go. So the next one I have for you guys is kind of a surprise that it made my list because I'm not a huge fan of the entire genre, but it's Hit That Donut Peephole. This one is a blueberry ice cream donut. And the reason I like it is because it goes with everything. I mean, you can wake up and vape it, and it's going to be just like breakfast. You can vape it after a meal, and it's going to be like dessert. The blueberry in it is very, very good. It's very well done blueberry, very natural tasting. I can really appreciate that, and it's just a great flavor. It just kind of is a great all-day vape. You can just kind of pick this up any time of day, have a couple of puffs, and you are happy. And that definitely was a shocker to me because it wouldn't be normally on the list of ones that I would pick up on my own. You know, if I had my choice, if I had the wall of juice in front of me, I probably wouldn't go straight for a donut flavor, but I'm really glad I was able to try out Mike Vape's line. So Mike Vapes, good job, buddy. You did great things with your line. Really appreciate what you did there, and just keep doing what you do. My next favorite is Scruples by Voodoo Vapes. The guys from E-Cig Barn make this, and they are somewhat local to me. They're more on the eastern side of the state. state. I am on the western side of the state. But in any case, awesome seeing them at events this year. Really great people, hilarious, just overall great people that run that company, and they make a great flavor as well. This is another peach flavor. I'm probably going to be bragging a lot about these peach flavors, but yeah, that one is fantastic. It's like peach with lychee and one other flavor in there. I can't remember. Hibiscus, I think. I think it's hibiscus. But yeah, it's an amazing flavor. It goes with a lot of different, IPA kind of beers and stuff like that, which is great. I love pairing my liquids with my favorite beers and stuff like that. But yeah, try that one out. So, hands down, just try it. Just try it. So last but not least is Mosa. Mosa is an orange juice and champagne flavor. It's unique, it's very tasty, it's very refreshing, and it pairs nicely. So what more could you ask for? With this one here, as a vape shop employee, I can tell you that I get asked a lot about a citrus flavor. And this is an easy one to recommend because I know from personal experience from vaping on it this year, it's very, very good. It's very accurate and natural tasting without being too tart or too sweet. And it's just, one of those niche kind of flavors that you don't think you normally would need on a shelf, but it really does sell. So there you go. If you haven't tried Mosa, go out and get yourself some right now. Of course, I will have links for everything down below. So make sure you check out the links if you guys want any of the products that I'm talking about in this video. Let's move on to our next category. All right, guys, let's talk about my favorite starter kits of the year. Now, my first product that I have on this list is the Joytech AIO. Now, the reason I put this on this list is because it's a great, inexpensive way for people to have some semblance of power. It is a sub-ohm device, but then again, it does perform really well for mouth-to-lung or direct-to-lung. So you can use the 1+ ohm coils for mouth-to-lung draw, or you can use the 0.5 ohm coils if you want a direct-to-lung draw. So for me personally, I can use it with a 0.5 ohm coil and do a direct to lung inhale and get a little bit more vapor production, or I can recommend the 1 or 1.5 ohm coils for beginner vapors that just want a small little puff, but they also want a lot of battery life. That's one thing that's really good about the AIO is the battery life on it. It lasts a long time, so for a lot of people out there, they're going to get a full day's use out of it without having to charge it or anything like that, although it does only charge in about an hour to an hour and a half, which is a great thing in my opinion. All right, guys, so the next one I've got for you is the MyVapors MyJet. Now, the reason I like this one so much is that it's small, lightweight, portable, and surprisingly versatile. Yes, versatile. Now, you might have seen my Fresh Build Friday video last Friday where I rebuilt a coil head on one of these. Yes, you can rebuild the coil heads, you can rewick the coil heads, but the main reason it's so versatile is because you can use your own liquid in the pods. Now, these are actually designed to take apart and refill with your own juice, and if you're like me and you just want to vape something that you vape in your daily setups on your way home from work or something like that, you could put your normal stuff in here. Or if you're a smoker looking to convert to vaping, this is a great nicotine delivery system. So you can put your 12, 18, 24 milligram tobacco or something like that as well. So yeah, this thing is great for all different types of vapors. As an experienced vapor myself, I use one of these almost daily, which is really great. So yeah, that's why I love the MyJet. That's why it made this list. So the final starter kit I've got for you guys today is the eLeaf iCare. Now, the reason I like the iCare so much is because it's almost like a mixture of the first two we talked about. So it's got a little bit bigger battery life than the MyJet, although it still maintains the automatic draw, but it uses coil heads very similar to the AIO where there are top-down airflow and the juice is absorbed through the bottom of the coil. So yeah, it's kind of like that hybrid device. It's right in between the two, and I really like it because the battery lasts a long time on it. It's still nice and stealthy and pocket friendly, and it gives you a good pull. I mean, honestly, I get a really good puff off of this thing. I usually use it with about 12 milligrams of nicotine, and I just love the vape that I get off of it. So really, what more is there to say besides the fact that they are cheap? So if you're really looking for a nice pocket friendly, stealthy little device to take with you for the car ride or something like that, then definitely give the eLeaf iCare a look. All right, guys, it's dripper time. So I've got my top 3 favorite drippers that I've been using this year in front of me. So first I've got this one right here. This is the Recoil RDA from Grim Green and Homeboy OC with the DHD Macron color changing cap on top. And I got to tell you a little story behind this one. So Nick actually gave this to me at VCC Pittsburgh, and I got to tell you, I'm really glad he did, because when I was going home, I was getting on the highway after I filled my tank up on my Griffin, and I hadn't opened the juice flow control, and I went to take a big rip off of it, burnt the crap out of my cotton, and it was pretty much screwed for the rest of the drive. So I took it off, popped my recoil on top, and it was a godsend for the entire ride home. I was dripping and driving, although I don't recommend it day to day. This was a bit of an emergency. I didn't have time to change my cotton out in my Griffin because it's an 8-hour drive and I really wanted to get home. But yeah, this thing was awesome. It does not leak. That is the best part. I was over dripping it all the entire trip home, and this did not leak one drop. So yeah, it was kind of a godsend. And one thing I really like about it is how unique it is. The build deck is unique. It's got the outer 2 posts that are set higher than the middle 2 posts, and I like the airflow. It's just kind of a different airflow setup. It's that kind of angled airflow down from the top, and it just kind of gives you a unique flavor experience, if you will. Even the Clouds Bro Clouds cap, which I use 99% of the time, gives me excellent flavor. And I have a feeling that it has to do with that airflow itself. Just kind of getting under your coils and going up through the top. It makes for a nice, smooth, easy airflow, and it doesn't whistle or anything like that, which is another reason why I like it so much. So my next favorite RDA is this one right here. This is the Velocity V2 from Avid Vapors, and I've got kind of a funny story behind this one as well. I never intended to buy this device, and the reason I say that is because I was on their website just kind of checking out the price. A friend of mine and I were just kind of having a casual conversation about it, and I wanted to check out the price of it because I knew it was a little bit expensive. And I looked down at the bottom of the page and I noticed that they were restocking it that day at 6 p.m. I looked at the clock and it was 5:58, so I decided it was a sign and I had to get myself one. So I refreshed the page probably about 100 times, waiting for 6 o'clock to hit and the page to refresh. And as the second it did, I hit that buy button so fast, and it was sold out in about 15 minutes because I had to convince the friend of mine that we were talking to that he should get one as well. He checked about 15 minutes later and they were sold out. So yeah, that was kind of a funny story behind this one. I'm glad I picked it up because it is one of the most versatile RDAs I own. I love the post holes in it are very sizable. You can fit any sort of crazy build you want in here and it's going to work no problem. You get plenty of room in the well, the juice well. You can just kind of drip your juice right down the drip tip and you don't have to worry about getting it all over the place or anything like that. And the airflow is spectacular. I rarely use it with the upper air holes, but it does have these upper air holes that you can use for even more airflow. But yeah, I tend to not even have to use those. Even vaping it over 100 watts, I don't really even need the upper airflow. But this little guy here is amazing. It's built like a tank. I have a feeling it's going to last me my entire lifetime. And I know that Dino and Cisco would warranty it for me if I do ever have a problem with it. So yeah, really like this one. And finally, we have the Kennedy 24/25mm 2-post series. Now, I for one have been a Kennedy fanboy since day one. I've owned every single Kennedy model that they've ever produced. And I gotta tell you, from my experience, I've found no better airflow in my day. So for me personally, I think the airflow is absolutely phenomenal. It's perfect in my book. Also, I love the fact that they don't leak. They can hold a couple of mils of juice in the deck section. You can tilt it on its side and wait a couple of minutes and tilt it back up and nothing will be on the counter or anything like that. That I absolutely love. He actually did a live demonstration for me at ECC last year, 2015. He actually demoed it live. I doubted him for a brief moment and he actually showed me and proved me wrong. So yeah, I got to tell you, there's absolutely nothing I don't love about Kennedy's. The 2-post series, especially considering how much build size you can have in there. It's got a lot of room inside the deck, especially with the 25mm, as you have seen in my Jumbo Fuse Claptons video. You can build some crazy ass coils in there. The build deck is very roomy. You have plenty of room for wicking material, and you have all this room to play around with, and I absolutely love that. Not to mention the machining. The machining on it is top tier. Really, 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 really highly recommend you check out Kennedy if you haven't already. All right, guys, these are some of my favorite tanks that I've used this year. Now, I'm not breaking this up into RTAs or coil tanks or anything like that. These are just 3 tanks that I fell in love with this year. First being the Vape Merlin Mini RTA. You get a single coil build deck, you get a dual coil build deck. Both work really, really well. You get changeable airflow inserts on the inside of the single coil tank, so if you want to use it mouth to lung, you can do that. If you want to use it direct to lung, you can do that. The airflow, speaking of, is plentiful. You get plenty of airflow. The top fill is a really nice feature, plus the threads are incredibly smooth. Not to mention the styling. The styling on this thing is awesome. It looks really, really high class and, you know, high performance. If you put this thing on a high-end stabilized wood mod or something like that, then it's going to look super classy as well. All right, next up we have the Coil Art Mage RTA. I absolutely fell in love with this thing the second I put my first build in it. That was actually kind of a controversial thing because I put my normal go-to kind of dripper build, which is 7-rep Fuse Claptons 26 and 36. People said it was too big of a build and, you know, I couldn't get enough wicking material and stuff like that. Well, I got a great experience out of it, so I was really pleasantly surprised. One thing I really liked about it is that the build deck portion of it doesn't actually come out, which is awesome. I really can appreciate a good build deck on a tank, and it's got this nice kind of short and stout kind of stature to it, which looks really, really high class on a lot of my box mods. And finally, we have the Tobacco Super Tank Mini. Now, I love this tank because it's very, very versatile. It takes a very generic coil head. You can use super tank coils in it, Mellow coils, Star coils, Atlantis coils, Heracles coils, and I know Coil Art makes some kick-ass coils for them as well. So yeah, it could take a variety of different coil heads. If you ever run out and you run into your local vape shop, guaranteed they're going to have a coil that fits this guy here. Not to mention the fact that it is incredibly cheap. You can get one of these things for like 20 bucks online. So definitely give it a look if you're in the market for a spare tank or something like that. Plus they have a variety of different colors, and you just can't go wrong. For so cheap, it has stellar performance. The airflow on it is amazing. I love this Delrin top cap piece here, which is also the top fill. It's a little bit fiddly. You know, I will admit that it took a little bit of time to get used to this whole, you know, unscrewing the glass thing, and sometimes the coil gets stuck and all that. But once you get it down, this thing is a breeze, and it's a dream to use. So there you go. Alright guys, so next up we're going to be talking about some regulated mods, and the first mod on my list is the Monster Mods Alliance of Shapeshifters. Now, this is the one that I kept calling the Academy of Shapeshifters in my video, so Chris, if you're watching this, please forgive me. I really do apologize that I was mispronouncing the name of your mod in my video, but yeah, in my video I compared this one to the Hexohm V2, but it has a little bit more feature-wise than the Hexohm V2, and one of the main things I like about it is that it has an on-off switch on the inside of the box. It's easy. You just flip the thing off and you're not going to drain your batteries or anything like that. And it also works great for putting it in your pocket. Second of all, the switch itself is a little bit more flat, so it looks a little bit nicer and it feels a little bit nicer in the hand. Third is the voltmeter. It's got a built-in voltmeter, so you can check how many volts you're putting out based on the potentiometer. And you can also check the voltage of your batteries, which I think is a kind of a critical feature, because for me personally, I am kind of obsessed with the lifespan of my batteries, and I like to check on them every so often. So as soon as you feel the power draining in your mod, you can just flip that switch over and you can check out the battery voltage. All right guys, so the next one on my list is this one right here. This is the Council of Vapor Tempest 200 watt. Now, I get a ton of questions in my build videos whenever I use this thing of what mod I'm using. It's this one right here, the Council of Vapor Tempest 200 watt. And yeah, yeah, it just kind of has that unique look to it. It's a unique shape. It's a unique size. It's obviously a pretty big and bulky one, but the convenience of having 3 batteries is a lifesaver. I always say that I have to walk around with a couple of 18650 mods at conventions and stuff like that, just simply for the battery life. Even if I'm putting a tank on it that I'm vaping at like 40 or 60 watts or something like that, I love having the convenience of having all day long battery life with a triple battery mod. That's kind of what saved this thing from me getting rid of it, is because the convenience factor. I love 18650 mods. This one seems to be even slightly more reliable than my Rouleau as far as hitting every single time. Sometimes I'll get a short warning or something like that from my Rouleau, and this one will fire up whatever I've got coil-wise, no problem. So yeah, that definitely saved it from me getting rid of it or trading it or something like that. So well done, Council of Vapor. I really do dig this one. So speaking of 18650 mods, I've got this one right here, which is the RX200 by Wismec. Yes, I know this is the old version. I know this came out last year, but I've been using this probably the most all year long, and this has been by my side the entire time. I bring this on every single trip that I have gone on, and it still hits like a champ. I gotta tell you, I've been absolutely loving this these Wismec mods. I do plan on getting more in the future. I really want to get myself an updated version just for the, the screen and stuff like that. But then again, this one still hits perfectly, so I have no reason to get rid of it. And honestly, I will probably use it until it completely craps out and I can't use it any longer. You're going to have to pry this one out of my cold, dead hands. And my final category is also somewhat of a lonely category. It's the unregulated mods, and I only have one mod to talk about, and I'm sure you guys already know what it is. It's the Rig Pig by RigMod, and yes, I spent a whole bunch of money on this thing. That's probably why I've been using it so much, but other than that, I really don't have anything to talk about. I pretty much stopped using mech mods this year, and my reasoning behind that is because they're not as reliable as they used to be. I used to love the challenge of trying to get the most amount of vapor out of a single battery tube mod and building these super low resistance coils, but with that becomes a safety factor and also battery life. Battery life, I was only getting like maybe 2 hours out of a battery, and I was constantly at the charger swapping them out and checking my battery status and everything like that. So I just was sick of it. I was really tired of having to check my batteries every 2 seconds, and then I found out about this one here, and Corey from RigMod actually told me that he was getting 8 to 10 hours of battery life, which I was astonished at. I didn't believe him at first until the day after I bought it. I went up to him and I said, dude, I got so much battery life out of this thing. I thought you were just, blowing smoke up my ass or something like that. But really, I got crazy battery life out of this thing. But not only that, you also get the vapor production to go with it. I usually like to keep it up near 0.5 to get the most amount of battery life. But this one right now, my fuse Clapton setup that I've been using for months is built down to 0.35. And I still get 6 to 8 hours of battery life, which is unheard of for me in a unregulated mod compared to 1 to 2 hours out of a single battery tube mod. But yeah, I just love the series box. It feels great in the hand. It looks really super classy. I get the most amount of comments about the drip tip, of course, the double helix design, 24 karat gold drip tip. But yeah, this one is always sitting at the shop on the table, and I get the most amount of people going, ooh, what's that one? What's that one? And I always have to explain it to them. But yeah, I spent a whole heck of a lot of money on it. It is expensive, but now they have a whole variety of colors that you can choose from, and they lowered their price. So I think I can, validate the purchase a little bit just by how much I actually use the thing. So that's it, guys. That is my favorite vapes of 2016. It's been one hell of a year, really. I've been kind of all over the place with the channel. I've gone through several different milestones. To all my new subscribers and new viewers, welcome, first of all, and thank you so much for watching and joining me on this journey of mine. And it's a kind of a, that whole thing. It is a journey, really, because I'm growing as a YouTuber and I'm growing as a person, and everything around me is continually changing and the gears are still moving. Obviously, we've gone from a house to a studio and everywhere in between, and just been a crazy year, and I can't tell you how much you guys mean to me. And I just want to thank all my long-term viewers for your continued support, really, because you guys mean the most to me. I just wanted to let you guys know that, not to get sappy or anything like that. Obviously, the future is looking bright for Daily Vape TV. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to bring you guys quality content and all that good stuff. One thing I wanted to mention is we might be doing a live stream show on Friday nights here on the channel. We're going to try it out for a week and see if you guys want to watch it and want to tune in. Let us know what you want to cover, if you want to just make it kind of the random show or something like that, or you want us to be topical or something like that. Just let us know. I'm just personally, I'm looking forward to, a year of growth and a year of just having a good time with you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video and subscribe for more videos just like this. Of course, check out all the links for the products in the description below, as well as leave some comments in the box below about anything you want to talk about. I'd love to get back to you guys and have a good discussion down there. Also, check out the advocacy links I have in the description. I've got them down there for you so you can fight for your right to vape. And check me out on my different social media pages. I've got Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow me on there. Like my page on Facebook. Check out my Snapchat. And if you want to give me a couple bucks on Patreon, that would be awesome as well. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, vape on.